Hey, good morning, it's Owen, Bigland. This is the Inside Edge video blog. I'm going to tie in a few different topics here into one. I'm going to call this one A Tale of Two Cities, and how one part of the downtown Vancouver market can be white hot and the majority of the market can be still in a buyer's market and kind of treading water. I also wanted to mention an interesting documentary that was on CBC last week on their Dock Zone series. It was called The Condo Game. It was on they're on Thursdays at 9 p.m. If you didn't see it, go on to cbc.ca and just type in the search box The Condo Game or the Dock Zone series, and you can watch it there. And but back to the Vancouver situation here. I had an interesting situation a couple of weeks ago on a condo that I put an offer in on. Now, overall, the downtown Vancouver condo market is still a buyer's market. It's not as good of a buyer's market as it was in 2012, but I would say overall it's still favoring buyers for the downtown condos. Now, that's the rule for probably 95% of the buildings downtown. The other 5% though are white hot. And case in point, this was a unit in Crosstown, 500 block of Beatty Street. It's a fantastic building. I know it well. I have a client that's wanted to get into that building for almost 2 years now. Very little, as all these good buildings, there's just not a lot of turnover in the good buildings. Last sale in there was almost a year and a half ago. The listing hits my hot sheets. It's perfect for my client. I call them up. Yep, we're going to write an offer. Call the realtor right away. Realtor tells me, thanks for your call, but we're going to do holdbacks. What that means is we're holding back all offers until next Monday, 12 noon. Now, this realtor, of course, she's a pretty savvy realtor. She's worked the downtown core for a while. She knows how popular this building is, and she knows she's going to be getting a lot of action on this unit. We'll do a holdback. It lets other realtors gather up their clients for a week, and then it stimulates multiple offers, and usually will sell well above asking price. You can get away with it with these good buildings. Next following Monday comes along, I put my offer in, it's well over asking, but we didn't get it. She called me back around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, thanked me for my offer, but we got an all cash, no subject offer, sold for over just about $25,000 over asking. Pretty amazing. Now, talk about a tale of two cities. That unit is not the norm. Most units downtown Vancouver right now are sitting on the market for 60 days or more. You price it, probably reduce it once, probably get something 4 or 5% of your original asking price, below your original asking price. So now this CBC Dock Zone, the condo game, talks a little bit about that as well. It talks about Toronto and Vancouver and how the last 6 or 7 years, most of the development going up in Toronto is not aimed towards owner-occupiers. It's been built and marketed towards investors. So these people have no intention of living in them. They're going to rent them, flip them. Many of them don't even live in the country. So you have to ask yourself, you need to be able to, what would you rather be in, essentially? One of those buildings, an investor type building, or would you rather be in one of these owner buildings? And they don't have to be all occupied by owners, of course. Many of these buildings might be 50% rented. This one on Beatty Street was probably 40% tenanted, but a lot better than having it 90 or 95% tenanted. So it really comes back, the final point I want to make is, I read these stories about people saying, you know, the role of the realtor and what does the realtor really do is being diminished. Technology is taking up much of the realtor's job. And I couldn't disagree more. The role of the realtor is going to become more and more important, and does become more important every year with the minefield that's known as the downtown Vancouver condo market. And you want to make sure that you're in a building, and you want to make sure that you're in a building that when it comes time to sell it is going to be desirable and people are going to be interested in it. So you don't want to be in these buildings that are cookie cutter, that are built for investors. Can you imagine what's going to happen when you need to get something fixed in these buildings? Needs a new roof or window replacement. Good luck on voting for the assessment to get this stuff replaced or keeping the building in good repair. So the role of the realtor is going to be pretty vital moving forward. Gone are the days when a realtor was a jack of all trades. He worked the listing side, the buying side. He worked Burnaby, Surrey, Coquitlam. Wherever there was a listing or wherever there was a client, he'd work it. Those days are over now. If you're interested in buying a downtown Vancouver condo, you better make sure that your realtor specializes in downtown Vancouver condos. He knows the buildings, he knows the Strata Corporations, who's living in these buildings. Is it 90% owned, tenanted occupied? Is it offshore investors? You're going to need a specialist. That's what you're paying your realtor for, is for that knowledge. Same thing when you're listing a home. You better make sure you're going with a listing specialist, a realtor that has a pretty extensive marketing program in place that's going to get exposure, and it costs money to get that exposure. But that's who you want listing your property. So the role of the realtor, especially when it comes to buying downtown condos here moving forward, is going to be vital. You're going to need a specialist, and I can't stress it more. I'm Owen Bigland. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.